Hi guys, so today I'm back with what I promised you guys in my last video, and that is my experiences at the 17 Shining Diamond concert / fan meeting in Melbourne. So I'm just going to kick this video right off and say I know that in my last video that I said that I couldn't promise that anything special was going to happen at this concert, but somehow I have managed to actually deliver that promise yet again. So I'm going to go through the whole story of the concert, and if you want to stick around for this story time, you will find out exactly what happened. And yes, so let's get started, I guess. So basically the concert was on the Saturday, so the 27th of August, and we got there kind of late, so we didn't actually get to go in and actually buy any merch or really look at anything, which was a shame because I really wanted to get one of the light sticks, because I read this article that said that they have some of the most beautiful light sticks, like they're just like a fan favorite for light sticks because they're just so beautiful. So I really wanted to get one, but unfortunately the venue said they were only going to sell merch from 2 to 4 p.m. so I actually missed the window to get merch because I didn't want to go and get merch and waste my holiday waiting in line. So we just went straight in, and when we got in they were already playing 17 music videos and everyone was getting really excited, and they had like the artwork on the screen of the concert and everything, and just like all these sound effects of 17 while we were waiting, and it was really cool. And when you walked in, there were a couple of fan projects that were actually going on. The first one was this sign of 17, and it said "very nice" on it. So it was like a fan project made by fans, so it gave you instructions on the back, and it said during the first chorus of "very nice" to hold up this side, and it actually went off really well. Like when they played "very nice," everyone held theirs up, so that was really awesome. I can't say if 17 break the Shining Diamonds tour elsewhere, I can't say that will happen because I'm pretty sure that's just an Australian exclusive, but I'm sure that if they ever come to your city and you're watching this, I'm sure someone will do something for your concert as well. And then they also had another one which I've never seen before. When you sat down at your seats, there was this little plastic package thingy by 17 Noonas, I believe, and it came with this little 17 printed kind of photo card with a QR code on the back, and when you scan it, it basically takes you to a Chinese blog, and it has videos and stuff of the concerts from Melbourne and Sydney, and probably now that New Zealand's over, there'll probably be stuff from New Zealand as well. So I thought that was really cool. And they also gave you this, and it's basically a towel that says 17 plus carats equals shining diamonds, which was really cute. I didn't really see anyone waving these though during the concert, so I mean it depends. I mean, there were some people, and some people held it up for the photos, which was really cool. So I guess this one was a success as well. And so when we got in there, the first thing that we did was we went to find our seats, and on the way in, one of the members of the staff stopped us and told us that she needed to stamp our tickets, which I thought was weird because we'd already got them scanned, so I don't really see how they needed to be stamped. But anyway, so we went to find our seats, and our seats were row AAA. So these were the front row. In my last video, I did say that the reason why I actually got front row seats was because I needed a wheelchair seat that was VIP, and they didn't have any, so the company actually had to go in before the tickets went on sale to the general public and actually go in and reserve 2 for me. So he managed to reserve 2 in the front row, which was absolutely wonderful, and huge thank you to Champion Entertainment for setting that up. Like, that was just amazing. So we sat down and just waited for the magic that was about to happen, and finally 17 came on. I don't think they had a video really to come on, just kind of like the music videos that were playing. I don't remember like a specific concert intro or anything like BTS had or like B1A4 had. I think because it was like a smaller scale, it was like a fan meeting. So they kicked off with like my favorite song of like all time. Like I just couldn't believe they were playing it. They played Shining Diamonds, and it was everything that I like dreamed and everything that I'd hoped for and like everything else. It was so amazing. I loved it. The night before, I made this sign and it had DK written on it because DK is my bias, and then on the other side it had 17. So I was just waving this around frantically like mad. I was just so excited. And that song finished, and then they kicked off into like another really fast one, and I believe it was Rock. Yeah, I think it was Rock. I was waiting for them to play Oh My God, but unfortunately they didn't. So after they finished with the up-tempo songs, they moved into member introductions, and there's one person that I want to mention specifically because he was just hilarious, and that is Sekwan. So like I know that he throws out these really funny English one-liners and he just has this really funny personality from watching his videos, but I didn't really think that we'd get to see a lot of that at the concert, but we did. And so he grabs the microphone and he just goes, "Hello," from Adele, and we absolutely pissed it. Like even the members of 17 could not contain their laughter. We thought it was so funny. So like special shout out to Sekwan for just like starting the concert off right, boy. Like, oh my God. And then because it was a fan meeting, they kind of moved into like the game / interview portion after 2 songs. I was like, I remember being like, no, play more songs, but yeah, no, that's not how fan meetings work. So then apparently, because we got there late, we didn't really get to experience this, but they had this board and they were going around asking fans to ask 17 questions and pinning them on the board. So they basically sat in like 2 rows of 6, so 1 on each side with the board in the middle, and each member had to pick and do at least one thing off the card. So basically the first contest was an arm wrestle in which Jonghan basically challenged different people to an arm wrestle. I don't remember the specific people that he challenged, but I know that DK was one and DK lost. DK won. They had like 2 semi-finals. They had DK versus someone and Jonghan versus someone, and then the winner of that would then verse each other, if that makes sense. So DK won to whoever he was going up against, and Jonghan won whoever he was going up against, and so Jonghan and DK then went together, and DK lost, and I was devastated. I am DK biased, and I was really devo. And then Jonghan actually won. So he won the whole like arm wrestle contest, which took me by surprise because I don't know, he looks quite skinny, but no, there's a lot of muscle in that tiny body. And so after that, I think someone said that if he challenged S-Coops that he would lose. So he challenged S-Coops to an arm wrestle, completely and totally lost. So pretty much S-Coops kind of won the whole thing, kind of unofficially. The sexy dance one was definitely one of my favorites. So they got Woozy up there, and I think they got Wonwoo up there as well, if I remember correctly. I know Woozy was definitely one. And then they tried to get Sekwan to do it, and Sekwan just shouts out, "No, I'm not sexy," and I just love that boy. I just love him so much. I just think he's beautiful. And so he tried the sexy dance, and he tried. Like, I mean, you know, it was good. And then after that, there was an Ajushi contest where DK and someone else had to pretend to be old men on a train, or like at a train station, and so they're basically yelling at each other, trying to be grandpas, and it was so good. DK totally smashed it out of the park. He did so well. I was just like, "Bae, like, you are on fire." And then after that, there was a chicken fight. It was between Vernon and someone else. I'm kind of struggling to remember exactly who was involved in what game, because even 17 themselves didn't really stick with what they were supposed to do. Like, if 2 people were supposed to do it, another person would come in to try it as well. So it all kind of just blended into one. And then especially because the game took 50 minutes to an hour of the whole concert, it took that long to actually get through everyone to make sure everyone had their questions done. So yeah, basically it just kind of blended into one. And then so there was a chicken fight and Vernon went up against someone and he threw the match. He was just like a sarcastic little shit and he was just like, oh no, I fell over, and totally threw it because he just didn't want to do it, which was pretty much him the whole night. Like, I'm not complaining about it. I thought it was great. I thought he was so funny. Like, even during the ego contest and the sexy dance contest, it was just like, oh my god, like, I do not want to be here, and it was just so funny. I really appreciated Vernon's existence that night. Like, he was already one of my top bays, which I'm pretty sure I said in my last video, but like, now he's just like up there, like legit. Oh, he was just so funny. And then there was a forward roll competition. Who could do the furthest forward roll or be a secret agent or something? I don't know. I don't even remember who was in that one. I don't remember who won. And then there was a who could jump the furthest contest. Vernon lost. I remember Vernon losing. He did really bad. So they pretty much had to jump from one point to another point with just one jump and see who could get the furthest. Don't remember who won that one either with my really bad memory. Don't remember. And there was also someone asked Jun to sing songs in Chinese, which was really, really beautiful. Oh my god, so beautiful. Loved it. Oh, that boy. Amazing. And then one of my personal favorites was the tongue twister battle. I thought the tongue twister battle was great. It was between Joshua and Vernon, and so Vernon started and he stuffed up and he's like, no, one more try. And so he did it again and he smashed it. It was who could do it the fastest, and Vernon did it really fast. And it was that Peter Piper picked a thing of pickled peppers. If someone could pick whatever, I don't even know. So that was it. And then Joshua did it. And Joshua started and then he stuffed up. And then he's like, oh no, like now you have to give me another chance as well. And so he got another chance and he stuffed it up again. So Vernon won, and then all the other members decided they wanted to try and do the English tongue twister as well. So DK gave it a go, Sequan gave it a go. They failed miserably. It was so funny. Oh, it was great. So that was another highlight. And that was pretty much it from what I can remember from the fan game section of the evening. So then after that, they finally got on and they finally did some other songs. They did really slow songs. They did it wasn't Love Letter, it was Question and Answer by Ailey. That was really good. And yeah, so they pretty much did slow. So I can't remember the exact songs they did, the exact title of the song, but everything was off of the Love Letter repackage or the second album. Most of it was from the Love Letter repackage. And so it was really great because Vernon came out for Question and Answer, and I think it was Woozy came out and someone else, and it was just the three of them on stage and they totally smashed it. I thought it was a great song and I wasn't expecting them to play it, so it was just really awesome that they did, and it was beautiful. And then they went into the final song portion of the evening. They only played about 10 songs. There wasn't that many songs because it was a fan meeting and most of the thing had been taken up by the games and stuff anyway. So then they went off and they got changed into their final outfit. Their first outfits were red and black leather suits, and their second outfits were white and black suits. And so basically they went and got changed, and it was the Pretty You video. I didn't actually realize this was on YouTube, but it was the Pretty You like alternate version, like all the boys singing other people's parts. It was like a part switch version, and it was a joking one, like they were pushing each other off couches, and it was so funny. I was pissing it. I think someone pushes DK over, and I was just like, yes, this is so funny. And yeah, so that played and we were all singing along to that, and I was like, I really hope that's not all they're doing for Pretty You. Like, I really hope they do something else. And then they came out and they started doing the really popular songs. They started doing Manse, they started doing Adore You, they did Pretty You, and so basically all their singles they did, which was really awesome. I was so happy. Manse was awesome, Adore You was awesome, Pretty You was awesome, everything was awesome. I was just screaming. It was just so great. And during one of these songs, I had a moment with Dino. I was just waving and he waved at me, and then I waved back, and then he waved back again, and then he smiled, and that was just beautiful. I'm pretty sure it was in Pretty You, because not everyone has choreography. There's some parts where not everyone has choreography at the same time, so I'm pretty sure Dino was kind of just wandering over my side of the stage, and so I waved, and then he waved. So I don't really remember a lot about Pretty You, to be honest, because I was just like, oh my god, Dino like smiled and waved at me, and I was like, yay, you know, something happened, that's awesome, yay, yay, and whatever. And then they went off, and they're like, oh, this is the last song, and it was just like they were just gone. Like, it was really, really quick. Then they came back for the encore, and it was this video of them training really hard, and just, you know, how hard they work and everything, and this sad music, which was really beautiful. There was some like photos of them crying, and I was just like, oh my god, like, bae, like, this is beautiful. And then I saw the staff come out with these baskets. There was like these wooden baskets with handles, and I was like, I wonder what's in there. And then they came out for the encore, and they had these really cool 17 t-shirts. They were like white and blue, and they were striped, and they had shining diamonds written in glitter, and I really, really wanted one of those t-shirts, but unfortunately, because they weren't selling merch, I couldn't get one. And then they all came out, and they all picked up the baskets, and they played Love Letter, and they played a few, like, they played 2 songs. One was Love Letter, and I don't remember the other one, but it was like really slow. And during those songs, they were just mucking around, and they picked up the baskets, and inside the baskets were these round little balls, these plastic balls with like members' autographs on them, which I've seen at a few concerts before. Like, I know that's a thing. I'm pretty sure I've seen it at like Shiny or B1A4 or something. I was like, oh, it would be really cool if I could get one, but I wasn't kind of getting my hopes up or anything. I kind of was, but then, like, you know, of course it's not gonna happen. Like, it wouldn't happen. And so I think it was Woozy kind of threw, no, not Woozy, it was Hoshi kind of threw one at my head. Like, it wasn't at my head, like, it wasn't at me, but it just went really close to my head, and I just remember flinching. I was terrified with all these plastic balls like flying around. I was like, oh god. And then MINGYU comes to my side of the stage, and he's just throwing his things to the audience, and everyone were like wild animals trying to get them. Like, it was seriously, it was crazy. And so MINGYU comes over, and he sees me, and I know that he sees me because we lock eyes, and I'm just like, bae. And then he comes up as close to the stage, and he tries to throw me one. And I don't mean like he chucks it into the audience and just hopes that I'll get it. Like, he actually like really went out of his way to like try and throw me one. And the first one kind of had this, like, he threw it with like a bit of a curve, so it kind of landed in the second row and not the first row. And so another girl picked it. It was closer to, by the time it landed, it was closer to her. So, you know, good for her for getting it. And that was awesome. And so then he tries a second time. Like, he doesn't just go, oh, the first one missed, whatever, I'm gonna not really try again. So the second time he throws it again, and it lands in between my friend's bag and the seat that is next to her. My friend tried to grab it for me, but the women were just too vicious, and they just stole it. And like, MINGYU was really like devastated at this point. Like, he just couldn't get a bouncy ball to like be thrown at me. So he tries again. So this is like the third one that he's tried to throw me at this point. And finally he throws it just enough so that it gets stuck in between my wheelchair and my bag, so I could grab it. And so finally I grab it, and I pick it up, and I like wave it at him just to let him know that I actually have got it. And so he smiled, and I smiled, and then he waved, and then I waved, and then I looked at it. Here it is. So this is the ball that MINGYU threw at me, and it has S.Coups' signature on it. At first I kind of grabbed it, and I was like, oh cool, like MINGYU signed it. I didn't really look at it that hard, because like I still wanted to like look at the rest of the concert. And then after the concert I realized, wait, that does not say MINGYU, that says S.Coups. So awesome, I got S.Coups' bouncy ball thing. It's like plastic. I don't even know if it's a bouncy ball. I don't even know what it is. But basically, yeah, it's signed by S.Coups, which I thought was really cool. Thrown to me, or should I say given to me by MINGYU, like specifically. Wasn't just like, you know, I caught it just randomly and he didn't know who I was. He actually did try to give it to me, which is just beautiful. So that was actually what happened. I now have an S-Coups Shining Diamonds official bouncy ball autograph thing, which is awesome. So thank you so much to MINGYU for throwing that to me. Like, he didn't have to go through all that effort, but he did, and I'm really, really happy that he did. And then, so basically my time was running low with 17. Like, this was almost the end of the Encore, and so I had my sign and it wasn't really working out that well for me. Like, DK didn't really acknowledge it, so I just thought, screw it, I'm just gonna wave, like, with my hand. And when I did that, actually a lot more stuff started to happen. So I know for a fact S-Coups waved at me, legit waved. Vernon waved at me, which I was really, really, really excited about, actually, if I'm gonna be honest. And then this is my moment with Bae. This is my moment with my Bae, right? So I wave and he waves, and then they're all kind of lining up in a line to say goodbye and kind of bow and, you know, say goodbye and say, you know, we're back soon, whatever. And I'm screaming. I was screaming like this, like I went like this, and I was screaming out for 17. DK sees me. He looks at me directly in my eyes, like in my eyeballs, and then he goes like this, and then he laughs and he points at me, and I was just like, what? Like, did I look funny? Like, was he like, did I look stupid? I was like, Bae, why are you making fun of me? I love you. And so I was just not coping, and then he laughed and then I laughed, and so we're both laughing, and I was just like, Bae. Oh, it was so nice. I got my moment with Bae. I was really happy. I was waiting for that moment. Like, I was waiting. So after that, it was the end of the concert, and the staff came out and they were like, oh, did you like it? Did you have fun? You know, how soon do you want 17? Do you want them tomorrow? Do you want them tonight? Do you want them in 6 months? Do you want them in a year? You know, like, how, you know, when do you want them? We're screaming to pretty much every option. So I really hope that means that if they decide to bring back 17, if Champion Entertainment decides to bring them back, that hopefully it'll be soon. I don't know, I can't really, there wasn't anything official said, but, you know, still, that's pretty awesome. And so then they said category silver and gold tick holders leave, and just the VIP stay behind, because we had the high touch. Basically what happened with the high touch was that this time around you either got a high touch or you got a group photo with 17, and it was going to be randomly decided. Like, you couldn't pick, and there was no way to really determine which one you got. And so the guy said, you know, for those of you that got your ticket stamped, you'll get the photo op with 17. And our tickets were stamped. So that means that we got the photo op with 17, which I was really excited for. Like, at first I wasn't sure what I wanted, because if you got the high touch, you'd get that like one-on-one kind of contact with them, and you'd make sure that you get to see everyone, because I wasn't sure what happened with the photo. Like, was it literally just that you went in and you took photo and then it was like goodbye? So, I mean, I was a bit excited because they seem to be hyping it up like it was pretty special. That means that you get to have something to remember them by. Even if you don't necessarily get that whole one-on-one, you still get something to remember them by, so it was still going to be awesome. So we had to wait like an hour or so, and the lines were a little bit disorganized, but I mean, this was their first concert, so like a little bit of slack. And then the photo line started, and they're like, line up for photos, and I walked over to, you know, line up, and this guy approached me and he's like, are you Sarah? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, I'm Chris. And he was the man that was responsible for organising the tickets. So he shook my hand, he gave me a hug, and he's like, oh, did you enjoy it? And I was like, yes, thank you so much. And yeah, basically just made sure to thank him for what he did, because they completely went above and beyond for me, which was brilliant and awesome. And so then they're like, oh, you can go first. So I was first in line for the photos, and we walked in the room and they had 2 rows of seats, and they put me on the back seat and then just stay on the end, which was fine. And then they're like, they said, we need to do this quick, hurry up. And when I heard those words, my heart sank, because I was like, they're literally just gonna shove us in there, take the photo, and then leave. So basically 17 walked in, And they basically stood right behind us because we were in the back row, so they stood right behind us, and DK was behind me, then it was Joshua, then it was Vernon. I can't really remember who else was next because they were quite far away from me, but S Coops was fairly close as well, so I was pretty close to like all 4 of my bays, which I was really, really excited about. Like, just what luck to be right behind your favourite members in the photo. And so they said hi, and I said hi, and then they're like 1, 2, 3 photo, 1, 2, 3 photo, and then that was it. And then just like, get out. And I tried to turn my wheelchair around to actually say like a proper hello, goodbye to them, because I was kind of like turning like this to like straighten my neck to say goodbye and hello and stuff. And so I kind of said goodbye, and as I was turning around, the lady was like, no, don't stop, keep going. Like, you literally could not talk to them, like you just were not allowed. They just were not having it. And I just walked out feeling like, what? It was just such a rude way to treat people that had paid $250. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing. I do wish that I had got the high touch now, because then at least that would have meant that I could have at least met everyone at least once, because there were members that I didn't talk to at all. I didn't talk to Woozy, I didn't talk to the 8, I didn't talk to quite a few of them. In fact, there was only about 5 that I actually interacted with out of the 13. And to me, to pay that much money, I don't know, I wasn't a fan. I honestly wish I'd done high touch. And they gave you the option of doing high touch, and like you could do it if you want, but you forfeit your photo op opportunity. But I thought, no, do the photo op just because, you know, I thought it was gonna be better, and it wasn't. So basically, we went out, and this girl came up to me, and she was asking me who my favorite member was and who signed my little ball thing, and I said S Coops, and she's like, oh, is he your favorite? And I'm like, yeah, he's actually one of them. Like, he's actually like 4th on my list, so he's actually like pretty up there as far as 17 goes. And then turns out she was from Japan, and I can speak a little bit of Japanese from studying it at university, so I spoke to her in Japanese, and we kind of had a conversation in Japanese about 17, which is really cool. And yeah, basically that was pretty much it. So then we just went out, and then on the way out, as I'm leaving the door, I realized there was a merch table, and so they were actually still selling merch. They didn't say they were going to still sell merch, but they were. And so I managed to pick up the t-shirt. It came in this really cool box thing. It didn't really survive the plane trip. So this is the front and this is the back, and it's just got printed signatures. So it's not like actual signatures of 17, but yeah, printed signatures of 17 members. And then I bought the t-shirt that I saw the boys wearing during the concert. They had a black one as well. They had a black one, they had the white and blue one, they had some suspenders, and they had a light stick. I didn't get the suspenders because I don't really wear suspenders, and I did want to get the black one, but I was a bit worried because these are one size only, and so I thought because they're Asian sizes they weren't going to fit. I am not the skinniest person in the world, so especially when it comes to Asian sizing, so I thought this is not going to fit, but I'm going to get one anyway as a memento. And so I took it home, and then I tried it on, and then I realized it does fit. So I could have actually got both. I know they're still selling merch, I believe, maybe, on their website. If you have gone to this concert and you still want merch, check it out, because they are doing online orders if they've got stuff left. And also, yes, so public service announcement for those that are actually maybe going to a 17 concert, their merch, their t-shirts do run quite large. Like, I am large, and this still fits with room left over. So yeah, basically, don't be put off by the Asian sizing, it probably will fit. So that was just like a little public service announcement that I just wanted to sneak in there, because I wish someone had stuck it in there for me as well. And so yeah, with that, then we left, and then we went and had dinner and had dessert, and yeah, so that was it. That was a really, really amazing night, and huge thank you to Champion Entertainment for helping me out. Huge thank you to 17. Huge thank you to MINGYU specifically for the bouncy ball. That was just beautiful. And yeah, so if you guys have gone to this concert, I'd love to hear about what your experiences were. Did you catch one of the balls? how was your high touch, how was your photo op, was it better than ours, you know, just, yeah, let me know. And so yeah, with that is my 17 fan account in Melbourne. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will probably be back with another fan account in the future, because I'm pretty sure they're bringing Vix. It's kind of been confirmed unofficially on their Twitter, so yeah. Alright, I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Not only are we going to be front row for 17, but it also means that we get to do the high touch.